Why support SEGL? There are plenty of schools out there creating more leaders. SEGL creates better leaders, leaders who are ethically strong and internationally aware. We already have hundreds of graduates carrying our vision forward throughout the world, and it's my honor to introduce just a few of them to you now.
I know without a shadow of a doubt that I'll be serving in whatever capacity I can.
I want to be involved in politics or public service.
I'm really interested in international trade law.
My hope is to be able to change the New Haven public school system for the better.
If I could have the perfect job in the world, it would be to help write constitutions for a lot of these new governments in the Middle East.
I'm a Palestinian. I see myself back home trying to instill change at the local level. SEGL plants the seed of critical thinking and ignites the fire of passion and wanting to change.
Because of the mission of this school, because of the students that it attracts, those students kind of take that with them into all the rest of the aspects of their lives. That influences business, that influences politics, that influences NGOs, that influences anything that you could ever think of.
It is really groundbreaking because it's the first semester school I know of that brings together students in the nation's capital and creates a generation of leaders who understand a global world.
It's changing yourself to perceive problems that people don't perceive, to think in an ethical way and hone in on how to be an individual with an opinion and take responsibility for what that opinion is, where it comes from, and how it affects other people.
It's a unique curriculum and you can't find it other places. I still like to go back and remind myself about the values that I learned at this program.
You take all your normal classes, but on Wednesday, the entire day is dedicated to ethics and global leadership. You go watch Ben Bernanke give a deposition, listen to Supreme Court justices make their arguments.
We heard from Reza Pahlavi, who's the son of the ousted Shah of Iran.
I sat down and had a conversation with Alyssa Muscatine about the speech she wrote for Hillary Clinton.
We also met and heard from
Chief of Staff Josh Bolton,
Bud Crow,
Carl Wilkins, the only American to stay behind during the 1994 Rwandan genocide.
and having hundreds of graduates who have come up with social venture projects that have implemented them in their home cities. You know, that's just starting a movement in its own.
There's a strong sense of understanding that something is happening that's like formative.
Tolstoy once said that everybody tries to change the world, but nobody tries to change himself.
I think SEGL challenges that. You see the change and you see what you can do.
I was part of a student group that raised awareness regarding racial diversity and racial problems. Now I'm at Princeton University. I am a part of the sprint football team. I was able to be a leader for a bunch of the freshman class and even upperclassmen that don't have that much football experience.
I write for the Harvard Political Review. I was a captain for my house to try and get people excited about the election, and we ended up winning for my house. I've been really involved in the Latino community at Harvard, and I ended up co-chairing the policy program at the Institute of Politics.
I was president of a student club here at American University. I come to SEGL every semester to talk about the Palestinian narrative, and I plan on using soccer for uniting people. It is a very powerful tool to bring people together.
I'm Chief Development Officer at the Columbia Daily Spectator, which is our campus newspaper. I'm interning this summer for the U.S. Trade Rep. Last summer I interned at the White House in the Office of Legislative Affairs.
I joined up with the American Red Cross to put on a global refugee simulation and conference, and now I'll be in charge of 25,000 plus, leading a charge for community service.
I serve as the president of the largest Muslim youth organization in the country, and additionally on the leadership board of the oldest national Muslim organization in North America.
I'm very excited to be working in Israel and the West Bank for this nonprofit called Seeds of Peace. I spent some time volunteering for this organization which supports Syrian refugee families, and I also studied last fall at the University of Jordan.
I think that in 20 years, everyone's going to know what SEGL is.
This is a really wonderful time for the school because it is growing and it is showing so much success, but it still has so much potential.
There's not a doubt that any SEGL graduate can and will make change in the world. We all want to change somebody else's life, whether it's one person, 10 people, 100 people, 1,000 people. We're trying to make the future a better place for everybody.